Hiya! Welcome! So I've got 9 BFI Blu-rays to show you today. Yes, I'm back to the BFI collecting. I've never really left it. I've just been getting other things, films and TV from other studio labels and what have you, but I've been adding the odd BFI film here and there, as you would have seen in previous videos, but all of these are from the British Film Institute's Blu-ray and DVD arm. 9 altogether. There's a bundle of 5 that I'll show you first from eBay, and then 4 that were on sale at Amazon and HMV. So first to the bundle of 5. This was an eBay auction win. I'd seen this listing, this particular bundle, come up a couple of times on eBay and no one had bid on it. And I looked at it and thought, well, if I can sort of catch the end of the auction, even though no one else seems to be interested and it kept getting relisted every week, hopefully I'll be able to nab that. And I did. I was the only bidder, so I got it for the bottom price, the basic starting price of £35 plus about another £3 something in postage. So all these here worked out at £7 each, essentially. And as a bundle, there's none in here that I was absolutely desperate to own or desperate to see, but with them being BFI releases, they fit my collection, so it seemed a bit of a bargain, really. There's similar job lots that come up on eBay. I've seen other BFI bundles and they've had some good stuff in them, but often at least one of the Blu-rays is something I've already got, so I don't really want to double up, and I know I could sell it on, so I'll possibly do that if a similar bundle comes up with one or more that I already own. Anyway, enough jibber jabber, let's have a look at these, and I think I did sort these into chronological order from their original release, of course. First one is an American film, The Men, and this one is notable as it's Marlon Brando's feature film debut. Do apologise if there's a lot of glare here, plus I've got my reading glasses on, so it's difficult for me to really catch how it's looking on screen. This is from 1950, so this will be quite an early collection edition for me, really. And the description reads, featuring a powerhouse performance from Marlon Brando, The Men is a poignant reflection on the impact of war and life-changing injury, as well as the relationships that nourish the wounded as they fight their hardest battle yet. It's a dual format edition, as I think at least a couple of these are. Never seen this. I've not seen any of these. Don't think any of the 9 that I'm going to show you I've watched before. Marlon Brando's very first film. Thought that was an historically important thing to add to the collection, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Next up, we go from 1950 all the way up to 1988 for this one, which is an Indian film, Salam Bombay. A fairly new release from BFI, you can tell that with the redesigned BBFC certification there. It's actually an India, France and UK co-production, and I think the language is Hindi, but of course you'll get your English subtitles as well. And the description of this: banished from his home and abandoned by the travelling circus he sought refuge in, 11-year-old Krishna, played by Shafiq Saeed, joins the swathes of dispossessed Mumbai street children struggling to survive. And it goes on, of course. Yeah, nothing really else to say about this, or probably most of these really. I'm just showing you what I've got, doing a bit of housekeeping here for the film collection. And I just find collecting BFIs so fun and so addictive, and especially when you can find some bargains out there. Next one, this is one that I'd seen knocking around on eBay and places like HMV a few times, and it did always catch my eye, mainly because of the cover star really here. And it's an Ice Cube film, there he is, and it is The Glass Shield, a film by Charles Burnett. Another American one. I think I've only got one British film, weirdly enough, in this bundle of 5, and it's the one I'll show you after this. And The Glass Shield is from 1994, of course it stars Ice Cube there. The first black recruit in his squad, rookie cop J.J. Johnson, Michael Boatman, struggles to adapt to life on the force when confronted by the inherent prejudice and corruption of his precinct. So yeah, like a crime cop movie, elements of confronting racism in it. You know, probably typical 1990s black-led fare, really. But out of the 5, this was the one that, although I've never seen it before, the one I was most interested in seeing. I'm looking forward to this, The Glass Shield. The penultimate item in the eBay bundle is the only UK-produced film. It is Love is the Devil, Study for a Portrait of Francis Bacon. And this is directed by John Maybury. Now you might be able to recognise the guy on the front there. Of course, that's Daniel Craig in a relatively early role for him. This film came out in 1998 and it's a UK, France and Japan co-production. It's also made in conjunction with the BBC. 18 certificate, and the reason it's 18 is because it contains strong sex, some sadomasochistic. You lucky people. Well, not you, because you're not necessarily going to see this, but I am. Anyway, let's move swiftly on. I think this is like a autobiographical sort of thing, really. It's got some big names in it besides Daniel Craig. Derek Jacobi, Tilda Swinton. Anyone else who's catching my eye? No, but I'm sure I'll see some other familiar faces in this. It says, set in the bawdy, decadent world of 1960s Soho, this dazzling and audacious film charts the powerful and dangerous relationship between one of Britain's most controversial artists, Francis Bacon, played by Derek Jacobi, and his lover and muse, George Dyer, that's played by Daniel Craig, to explore the territory where love, sex and art collide. The prude in me is coming to the surface. Not really. I'll watch anything, really. Well, maybe not anything. Right, the final one from the eBay £35 auction win is Faithless. This is the newest of these 5 in terms of original releases. This came out in 2000. 154 minutes, this. It's a long film, this one. And it is a Swedish-made film, although a co-production with Italy, Germany, Finland and Norway. It is in the Swedish language, but you've got your English subtitles. Directed by Liv Ullmann from a script by Ingmar Bergman. An aging director conjures a tale of adultery, betrayal and grief in this powerful meditation on love and art based on a loosely autobiographical script by Ingmar Bergman. Oh yeah, kind of an autobiographical thing, really, to an extent. I've got the Ingmar Bergman BFI Blu-ray Fanny and Alexander, and that was a really long film, but then the film was actually edited from a mini-series that was shown on Swedish TV, and the edition I've got, you have the option to watch either the film or the mini-series, and I chose the mini-series, and I'm glad I did, because I think the film, even though the film would have been long in of itself, it would have cut out a lot of the context and extra stuff, and it was a really good film. So anything with the name Ingmar Bergman on it, I think is going to have some quality to it, but it is a Liv Ullmann direction. So there are the eBay pickups. Now for 2 from Amazon. So Amazon and also HMV, where we'll do a couple of mail openings at the end. They've started a new BFI promotion, and it's basically 2 for £15. And it's not the full range, obviously. A lot of the really new BFI releases won't be included in that, but a lot of the older stuff is, and certainly plenty of stuff that I've never seen before and want to add to my collection. So I thought I'd get a couple off HMV and a couple off Amazon as well. Don't know why I did it like that, really. Just, you know, the prices weren't any different. Free postage for both as well. The first one from Amazon is Hidden City. This one has caught my eye for a long time now. British film from 1987, and from the description that I'll read in a moment, you'll see why this is the sort of thing that I'm into. It's directed by Stephen Polyarkov, and it stars Charles Dance, Cassie Stewart, Bill Patterson, Richard E. Grant. So pretty strong main cast there. The description reads, after establishing a fine reputation in British television drama, Stephen Polyarkov directed his first feature film in 1987. A mystery wrapped in conspiracy and secrets, Hidden City tells the story of James Richards, a writer sucked into a search for a lost piece of film by Sharon Newton, a video librarian. What they stumble upon are cover-ups, tense searches and possible danger. Well, yeah, I do love stuff like that, you know, kind of conspiracy type dramas, maybe a little bit of a political thriller. I don't know how political this one is. One of the ones I'm most excited to see, because as I say, the eBay ones, as a bundle, it was a great price, but there was nothing there that I would have necessarily picked up had it been listed on its own, even for cheap. That's Hidden City, and the other one from Amazon in their 2 for £15 deal is a film I've heard of for many years, never seen it. It's an American film. It is Romeo is Bleeding. It stars Gary Oldman there, the fine British actor, but he'll be putting on an American accent in this, no doubt. Released in 1993. Apparently this had relatively mixed reviews at the time, but I don't know, I think as kind of an erotic crime thriller, this is gotta be up my street to an extent, I'm sure. If you want to know what I rate all these films after I've eventually watched them, then please do follow me on Letterboxd, and I believe the link for my Letterboxd is in my YouTube channel profile bit. It says, corrupt cop Jack Grimaldi, wonderfully played by Gary Oldman, is about to get in way over his head. In bed with the mob, Jack has made a lot of money, but when he gets an assignment from the feds to protect the beautiful but deadly Mona Dimarkov, played by Lena Olin, orders from the mob to kill her, and an entirely different order from Mona herself, he finds himself lured into a web of treachery in which nobody can be trusted. Apparently directed by Peter Medak, who also directed the Craze film, the one with the Kemp brothers, presumably. I'm sure this has got to be well up my street as well, as I keep saying. Right, 2 mail openings to do. These were in HMV's 2 for £15 BFI sale or offer. As HMV often do, they've sent them out separately. This one came yesterday and this one has come mere minutes ago. I'm using my knife here to open this, but I don't actually think I needed it because there's like a pull down tab here. I'll just rip it. Right, so this one, yes. Now then, I'd never heard of this film, Eye of the Needle, until very recently, but as soon as I read the description about it on Wikipedia, I thought, yes, if this is in any sale at any point, I'm picking it up instantly. It's from 1981, a UK-made film, produced by Stephen Friedman, directed by Richard Marquand. It stars Donald Sutherland and Kate Nelligan, and they play star-crossed lovers torn between passion and allegiance in this heart-wrenching World War II set thriller, played out against the Blitz-scarred 1940s backdrop of England and the windswept hills of the Scottish Islands. En route to the fatherland with secrets that will stop the D-Day invasion, ruthless spy The Needle, played by Sutherland, finds himself shipwrecked on the remote Storm Island. Here he becomes involved in a perilous affair with the beautiful but lonely Lucy, who lives there with her bitter, crippled ex-RAF husband. Wow. World War II, Nazis, thriller, everything that I love in a good motion picture is right here, really. Donald Sutherland, of course, father of Kiefer, and he only died in relatively recent months, didn't he? Yeah, I had no idea about this film, and then when I saw that not only did it exist, but it was a BFI release as well, I knew that as soon as I saw this in some sort of sale, certainly, or on an eBay listing going cheap, I'd have to get this. So another of the main ones that I'm looking forward to seeing out of all these 9. And the final one from HMV, I'm not even going to bother using my knife again, I don't need to. I believe this one is rather more recent. Oh, they've put a little catalogue in there. This one is Bait, a dual format edition here. This is a film by Mark Jenkin from 2019, so pretty recent. UK production again. It's had a lot of good reviews, as you can see, a plethora of 4 and 5 stars here. But the reason I wanted to see this is that I've got one other Mark Jenkin film in my collection, Ennis Men. I think I may have mentioned it in a video some months back. and that is one of my favourite films in my BFI collection. So anything Mark Jenkins is involved in, I wanted to see, and Bait was the film that he did before Ennis Men. People like Mark Kermode have called it a genuine modern masterpiece, and it's a BAFTA winner as well. The description says, modern-day Cornish fisherman Martin is struggling to buy a boat while coping with family rivalry and the influx of London money, Airbnb and stag parties to his harbour village. The summer season brings simmering tensions between the locals and newcomers to boiling point, with tragic consequences. And it's shot on vintage 16mm camera as well. The way Ennis Men was shot by Jenkins was quite unusual, I think in a sort of similar retro vein as well. So I really like his work, of the bit that I've seen so far, and I think I'm gonna really enjoy this as well. Bait from 2019. So there we go, 9 more if I can grab them. BFI Blu-ray movies, all to get through over this pre-Christmas period. Can't wait to get stuck into all these. Obviously, as I've said already, some of these I'm looking forward to more than others. Some of them, particularly the ones from eBay, I wouldn't necessarily have bought them on their own, but in a bundle. And all, I didn't mention before, all of the eBay ones are still new and sealed as well. So everything here brand new and sealed, but it doesn't matter, I'll buy second hand if it's cheap enough and it's wanted enough. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed looking at my latest additions to my movie collection on Blu-ray here. God bless the British Film Institute, and God bless you too for watching. Special thanks go to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. I'm gonna go now, get started on all of these 9 films here. Have you seen any of these? Let me know, obviously with the usual caveat, please don't spoil anything for me or anyone else reading the comments. Any of these that you've not seen but you'd be interested in, there's some great bargains out there, particularly on eBay, and particularly if you don't mind buying second hand, and there's other job lots as well. Certainly if you're a film buff and a Blu-ray collector, lots of good deals to be got if you know when and where to look. But I'm going to go now, and do please join me again next time for my next Blu-ray collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!